So the rooftop tent build. What are the rules for this one? Well, first, the cost is equal to or less than 10% of a commercially available rooftop tent. Next, I have to buy all the materials. I can't cheat and say, oh, I had it just laying around in my shed. Well, I want others to duplicate it. And lastly, it has to work well, or it's a waste of money. So, on to the research. I found a bunch of cool rooftop tents, and they're pretty neat. They're also, well, pretty expensive. I shouldn't buy a rooftop tent if it costs more than half the value of my car. So, that being said, I wanted to make one. So what do I do now? Well, I go to Home Depot. I went to Home Depot and bought some wood. And then I went to Walmart and bought a mattress. And then I tried to figure out how to make it work. And the hinges, well, those were going to be a problem. When I get home, the first thing I needed to do was to ask for approval. Well, from somebody other than an adult, because adults have more rational ideas. I thought since the wood was made in Sweden and not China, well, surely this was going to be a successful trip. And what does my son have to say about it? Yeah, a little bit of encouragement there. So, here we go. I'm going to mount the rooftop tent on the Jetta, mock up the boards to see about how I like it, and we'll go from there. Basically, I marked the wood, and these are 4-foot squares, and with these 4-foot squares, it's going to minimize cutting. So hopefully, even if you have minimal skills, you'll be able to replicate this. Well, why? Because I have minimal skills. So, to make our rooftop tent work, we need a hinge like these guys. Let's go over here. So this hinge, this is what I need. Because it's going to slap on the side and it will make everything work. If we don't find one of those, we're going to have to make one. Cost-wise, I have found one online for like $40, but we don't have $40 to do that, so we'll see. Bryson, what do you think? Do you think it's going to work?
Yes.
You do? Awesome. I love optimism. So here we go again. I got two new boards, mainly because I could do math this time, and so I bought one longer one and one shorter one, and in the long run it's cheaper. So here are the pieces that have been cut. So I got the 3 sides that I'm going to close in right here, and the top. Well, I'm going to take another one of these, trace it off on that, cut them up, and then I'm going to screw some stuff in and glue some stuff and hopefully have a working mock-up of it. Look at that! So check this out. This is what is going to be, there's going to be 2 of these sitting on top of each other. And Carter, what's going to go in the middle part? Why do we have it spaced off?
Well, it's another board.
Oh, yeah, some other stuff. It's going to fold out to be the sides and have a mattress. In theory, it's going to be awesome. Hey, Carter, theory is it's awesome. What do you think it's going to be in reality? Not sure. We'll have to see. I'm stoked. So I'm going to keep you kind of up to speed on what I've done so far with the rooftop tent. So behind me here, I've actually gone through, put some Titebond glue on the base of it. I got it clamped in, and then now I'm going to go through and do the same with this. So I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see better. So here we are again. Once again, I got it clamped in. I'm going to go ahead and do these. I've actually been putting a few screws in to hold it well, because the problem with these clamps, the way it's set up, it actually started to get a little off of square. So we're going to do that. I'm going to put this one in, put the other one in through here, and then stop for tonight and see how the method works, and then I'll do that one over there tomorrow. So this is the few seconds later update. I've got this one screwed in. This one, of course, is still loose. So I'm going to put, once again, Titebond 3, make a bead all the way down it, line it up, screw it in. I'm screwing in through this. This is plywood. And if you notice, watch, I can try to zoom in on here. I can push my fingernail in it and it'll make a slight indentation. So I did not pre-drill the holes going through the ply into this, but I am going to screw in the ends. I am going to pre-drill these holes because I can get out of the shadow. You can see the grain right there. That will split if you're not careful. So I am going to pre-drill 2 holes for each of the ends, and that's going to keep this thing from splitting on me and give me a headache. So once again, that's our mat. I'm going to finish this off. And some of you may be wondering already about weight. If weight does become an issue, I'm probably going to make a grid on here and drill out holes. That way I can get rid of a lot of the weight from this board, but keep the strength of it. And then I'll just probably put a film on it of some sort, maybe even a cabinet. The kitchen counter, that little kind of facade stuff you put down. Might put that down. We'll see. I'll keep you posted. I'll weigh each piece too before it's all said and done with. That way I can have a true comparison of this thing that I'm building versus the real one. Okay, here we go. Running the bead on the wood. Woohoo! Not too much, but definitely enough to make its mark. There we go. And I'm going to flip this one over. There we go. Going to flip this one over and start screwing in. I've only been putting about 3 to 4 nails, 3 to 4 screws in it, but that's enough to keep it from bowing, because that's my main concern at this point, because it's so humid out here. Here we go. We're going to make the second piece of the fold-out tent. I'm going to glue this on, put it on there. Once I get it glued on there, I'm going to actually drill some screws through this to kind of hold it down really well. That being said, let me go get the drill and the screws. Well, despite my best efforts, the wood cracked. You can see it right up in there. So we're gonna have to do something to figure that one out. Probably put some epoxy in it, I guess. Boo on all that. Oh well. Keep chugging on. not all complete. Completely painted. I got to do the edges. Having a good sawhorse helps, and hopefully a patient wife, because I spilled some paint right there. Dope. Getting after it. Hopefully going to get on second coat on this one, first coat on that one before 9 o'clock this morning, and go from there. So these are my expenses so far of what you've seen in the video. I've paid for nuts and bolts. Those are $12.72. That is about as good as it's going to get. Paint and paint rollers, $18.92. Mentos, $1.48. And then the wood, $107 roughly. So, nuts and bolts, I really think I did the best I could do. If I bought bulk, sure, but this is a one-time thing, so sticking with that one. No money saved there. But for the paint and paint rollers, I could have saved a little over half of what I spent because my paint and paint rollers were basically $10. So I could have gone much cheaper there. And as for the Mentos, yeah, it happens sometimes. The people at Home Depot got me. And the wood, I could have done it cheaper. I just bought the pre-cut wood. If I would have bought a 4x8 sheet and cut it myself, I would have saved a little over $19. So, once again, I'm trying to make this as easy as possible for somebody to replicate. And so, here's the total or the coulda totaled. So I spent a little over $146 on everything you saw me use in the video. And of that $28.56, I bet I could have saved that. So that is roughly 20% of the total. So I'm spending 120% and I need to keep it at the 100%. So if I keep this up, it's going to be really difficult for me to do the 10% of the cost of a rooftop tent. We'll see how it goes. So once again, the goal is to keep this at 10% of a rooftop tent. I would say on average, I've seen them around $2,000 to $2,500. Of course, those are nice ones, and hopefully mine will be just as nice for 10% of the cost. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to keep up with this project. Mainly all my videos are either projects or my van, which of course is a project too. So there you go. Have a good one.